Well, look what we have here. A teacher finally losing their marbles and throwing down the gauntlet about our future generations. I mean, who could have guessed that kids might struggle with reading when they are glued to their screens like toads on a hot rock? I can already feel the eye rolls coming on this one, so grab your popcorn, if you can even read the label, and settle in as we dive into this melodrama. Spoiler alert, it's probably going to stink worse than my bog after a rainstorm. But hey, if you're curious about just how low the bar has dropped, stick around, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Unless you want to be part of the Can't Read, Can't Subscribe club. Let's get this show on the road.
A former English teacher going viral after posting a raw and unfiltered farewell video as she leaves the classroom behind after just 3 years. Listen.
A lot of these kids don't know how to read because they have had things read to them or
the classic blame game. Technology is ruining education. Who would thought? It's like saying the swamp is too wet for a toad to hop around. Kids not knowing how to read because they've had things read to them. That's a new one. Maybe if they spent less time scrolling and more time cracking open a book, we wouldn't be in this mess. But hey, let's just keep handing them tablets and hope for the best. Sounds like a solid plan, right?
Or they can click a button and have something read out loud to them. I just don't think these kids even care. They don't care about making a difference in the world. They don't care about how to have a resume. They don't care how to write a resume. They don't care how to write a cover letter because ChatGPT will just do it for them. And I think that we need to cut off technology from these kids probably until they go to college.
Hannah is a former teacher, and she joins us now. She posted that video. More than 1 million people have seen it, Hannah, probably more by the time we're on this morning. Why did you post that video?
So I taught for 3 years, as I said in my video. I wasn't always a teacher. I actually started my career in digital marketing. So I've been in the digital world for about 5 years now, or since I've graduated. And throughout the 3 years, I've taught digital arts classes and I've taught an English class.
The classic case of a digital marketing guru turned teacher. It's like a frog trying to hop from one lily pad to another without getting wet. Teaching digital arts in English sounds like a recipe for confusion. I can just picture it. Here's how to write an essay. But don't forget to add a flashy graphic. It's no wonder kids are lost. They're getting mixed signals from every angle. Maybe if we focus more on the basics instead of trying to make everything a multimedia extravaganza, we wouldn't be in this pickle.
And I've taught an English class, and I would say that in all of my teaching experience, technology has posed quite a challenge. And with AI becoming so accessible to children nowadays, especially teaching in an English or Core 4 classroom, it's been especially challenging kind of to have the kids comprehend and critical think and think for themselves on certain things.
Yeah.
So on my way out, I wanted to kind of raise awareness and just let people know how AI and technology is affecting their children these days.
Right. I know, coming from a mother who taught for 33 years, my sister's a teacher in South Carolina, the challenges that y'all deal with, this is even before AI was a thing. I'm sure it's even more challenging now. And clearly your opinion is, yes, it is. You're a high school teacher. I'm sure your students loved you. We hate to see someone leave education because of problems within the classroom. Give me some examples of what the students are saying to you.
Well, a lot of students, and I do want to be clear, I taught a lot of very motivated and
Here we go, the classic motivated students line. It's like saying there are plenty of fish in the sea while you're stuck in a puddle. Sure, there are motivated kids, but what about the rest? They're probably more interested in their phones than Shakespeare. It's a tough gig trying to inspire a generation that's more focused on TikTok than on actual learning. Let's see if she can back up that claim with some real examples, or if it's just more fluff.
very motivated and bright children. And so I don't want this to come off as if this is all the kids' fault. But I do know that a lot of times in my English classroom, I would ask them to write down a short response or just 5 sentences to answer a question. And a lot of times it would be about 2.5 sentences. And they would say, well, I can't think of anything else to say. Or, well, why do I have to answer in complete sentences? Like, you get the point from what I'm saying in just this little sentence. And then a lot of times I would assign essays, long form essays, and I know how children write, especially when they handwrite me things in the beginning of the school year. And so when a student, how I know how they write, typically would give me a very eloquently and thorough essay on a topic that I know that normally wouldn't come from them, I would ask them, was this really you? And I'd run it through an AI generator. And
Ah, there it is, the moment of truth. Running essays through an AI generator. That's like sending your toad to a beauty contest and hoping for the best. It raises a big question. Are we really teaching kids to think for themselves, or just giving them a shortcut to pass? If they can whip up a masterpiece with a click, what's the point of even trying? It's a slippery slope, and I'm not sure I want to see where it leads.
And of course, it would say 100% ChatGPT or AI. And I would speak to the student, and they would more so question of, well, if I have to redo this, how much is it really going to affect my grade? Can I just take the zero?
Oh my gosh, trying to take the easy way out. Yeah.
Right.
Is it promoting just a laziness among our children?
I suppose. And a lot of them are just feeling as though they don't really need to do the work anymore because AI will just do it for them.
Right.
And I think that AI can be in a classroom in a very effective way if we teach children in the older grades how to use it properly. But if we're allowing them this unlimited access in the classroom to use AI, they're not going to do the work themselves.
Yeah, I know you're a proponent of getting technology out of our classrooms, getting the phones out of our classrooms. I still can't believe some schools are allowing that. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry you had to leave the classroom. What are you going to do next?
Yes. Well, I actually am working in a nonprofit now. I run donor relations, development, and digital marketing for them. So,
The classic pivot to nonprofit work. It's like jumping from the frying pan into the fire, isn't it? Running donor relations and digital marketing sounds like a fancy way of saying, I am still stuck in the tech world. I guess if you can't beat them, join them, right? But let's be real. If you're trying to escape the chaos of the classroom, this might not be the smoothest exit strategy. Good luck navigating that digital jungle.
So I'm back in what I was.
Well, here we are, folks. We've watched our friend the fed-up teacher spill her guts about the state of education, and it seems like the only thing more disorganized than her classroom is my bog after a good rain. My expectations were lower than a toad at the bottom of a muddy puddle. And let me tell you, they were met with flying colors, or should I say, a complete lack thereof. First off, we've got the classic blame game, where technology is the villain in this tragedy. Who'd have thought that kids glued to screens might not be reading effectively? Shocking stuff. Then we go on to mixed messages and teaching. I mean, is it really that hard to stick to the basics instead of drowning kids in flashy tech? You'd think we were trying to turn a frog into a prince with all this multimedia nonsense. And don't get me started on the students. Finding motivation in a world of TikTok is like catching a salmon in a swamp, all slippery and elusive. The more we throw down shortcuts like AI-generated essays, the more we're teaching them to think like a rock. It's baffling. So, my final verdict, the video is a reminder that education is tangled. Much like my own gnarled vines in the woods. Is it hopeless? Not quite, but it sure feels like we're marching into the digital jungle with no map. If you thought this trip into educational chaos was worth it, or if it made you just as grumpy as me, make sure to give this video a like. And don't forget to subscribe, or you'll be stuck in the can't read, can't subscribe swamp with the rest of the lost souls. Just remember, folks, the only thing more confusing than this discussion is trying to explain TikTok to a toad. Until next time, keep your wits sharp and your screens off once in a while.